Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Trigger Vibe subscribers, fans, casual watchers, whoever watches this channel now. You're in for something slightly special. I love making all my videos, but this one is particularly exciting for me. I don't know why, but it is a piece of equipment that I've bought probably 3 weeks ago now, which has fundamentally made a step change in the way that I go hunting with my air rifle, and also use it for nature spotting and for other household little operations and little jobs that I find interesting to do. So I'm going to cut to the chase and get to it. What have I got? So I have bought recently another Hick Micro product, and if you can guess what this is quickly, I'll give you a special prize. But it's the Falcon FQ35 version 2.0 thermal monocular. Okay, if you don't know what a monocular does, it picks up heat sources from objects, from various things that are around in the world, such as animals, such as people, such as chairs that have been left out in the sun. So anything that's got a heat source on it, it usually picks up. So I'm going to cut to the chase. Hick Micro, these are Hick Micro, in my view. I always show Hick Micro goods. That's because I've had great trust in them, like companies like DJI, because they seem to work all the time. I've not really heard any horror stories. I trust Hick Micro, and so that's why I spend a considerable amount of money with them. No hints there, Hick Micro, for any sponsorship deals, but I have mentioned you in the last 4 or 5 videos now. Anyway, I am absolutely delighted to show you this product, and again, it's made an absolute step change in the way that I hunt, and also yesterday used it for nature spotting as well. So, a thermal monocular. This is the bag you get it in. It's a very well made bag. You can strap that to your belt or backpack, and the monocular itself is fairly small in terms of size, and you get a very well made strap which goes around your neck, so that it is available very much like some binoculars at all times. So you could be out in the field and be wearing this, and it's very easy access to get it, put it to your eye, obviously with this open, and you can identify what you're trying to look for. So what does a thermal monocular do for a hunter, or someone who's looking for animals, in terms of squirrels, rats, birds, deer, other types of things? Remember, this is a sub 12 foot-pound air gunning channel. So it's a thermal sensor. Basically, it picks up heat sources from objects that provide heat. It is so sensitive that it can pick up footprint steps on the floor. It can pick up things such as, if I touched this this chair over here, put my hand on it for a while, it would pick up the heat source that I left behind there. It is that sensitive. Now, how does it do that? It's got a thermal sensor, and the size of the thermal sensor often dictates the price of the product. Now this one has got a sensor which has got a size which is probably won't mean much to yourselves, but it's 640 by 512 resolution. Now the Lynx products, which are just about to come out, I think it's Lynx version 3 from Hick Micro. This is the Lynx series are a tier lower than the Falcons, so their sensor sizes will be smaller, probably half the size of these. So basically, the larger the sensor, the more light it is able to gather, or the more heat it is able to gather and turn it into some kind of picture. In terms of a lens, if any of you know anything about photography, it's got a 35mm lens. Basically that means it's got quite a wide field of view, so you put that to your eye and it's got a quite good distance in terms of viewpoint. And it's got a f1 lens. An f1 lens means that it lets an enormous amount of light in. So again, if you go back to photography, this is to do with aperture, but an f1, the smaller the number, the more light it lets in. The larger the number, say f14, etc., will let less light in. But an f1 is incredibly open to light, and so this is a light receptacle. In terms of detection range, so this Falcon, oh, might as well hold it in my hands. This Falcon, this model here, by the way, is the 35. They make 3 models. I believe they are the 25, 35 and the 50. I will go through the differences between each of those later in the video, but we'll focus on the 35, seeing as that's the one I've got. In terms of detection range, it will pick up heat signatures up to 1,800 meters away. That doesn't matter whether it's in rain, fog, snow, etc. It doesn't matter at all. As long as it's got a heat signature, it will pick that heat signature up and show it within the viewfinder. In terms of magnification, its base magnification is 1.9. The smaller the magnification, the better detail you get in this type of camera. It can go up to around 20 times digital zoom. Now again, for those that know anything about cameras, the more you increase a digital zoom, the closer you get to the subject, but the subject becomes more blurred and pixelated. So the closer you can get in terms of the base magnification, say 1.9, that is the best image you'll possibly get. I have used this all the way through the ranges, and one of the things that you do notice is that, yeah, it's true, by the time you get to like something like an F20, F15, it's quite pixelated, but you can tell the heat source is there. Using at at a zoom level of 1.9, you can very easily identify what type of heat source it's coming from. So either a pigeon, a squirrel, a rook, a rabbit, a deer, a human, anything. It will pick up anything and you can easily identify it. There's also less risk of shake. So if you've used a camera before and put it on a high magnification of say 20 times, you'll notice that the greater the magnification, the more it tends to shake. So by using one of these monoculars, it is always best to use it with the lowest base magnification as you can, which sounds counterintuitive until you start to use it and then understand it. Field of view. The field of view here, which is also called the FOV, is a 12.5 by 10, and the display inside is OLED. and that is a 1920 by 1080 resolution. Now, you've probably heard those numbers on your TVs before, but it is a very high resolution HD TV effectively, which sits within this camera and gives a fantastic crystal clear TV viewing platform, which you can quite easily again identify what you're looking at. In terms of imaging system, it uses something called HSIS, which is a HIC micro shutterless image system. I am looking down at notes here because there are lots of terminologies that HIC uses for these kind of these products. So I'm well versed in the use of them, but in terms of some of the terminology which they like to patent, I am referring to notes, so do forgive me for that. There is no shutter blackout for this, so what that means is when you turn it on, the old systems for the monoculars used to get a shutter coming down as if you would for a camera, an old style camera, and that would stay there for quite a while, but now that instantly goes. So there is virtually no, there is a slight shutter, but virtually no shutter system within this camera. It is almost indistinguishable. It's almost got it's also got image enhancement. So what that means is it looks at all of the available light sources and gives you the best possible clarity, brightness, looks at highlights, lowlights, shadows, and optimizes those for the best possible views as well. So it's almost like having an auto system on your camera and gives you the best quality picture that it possibly can. Right, colour palettes. So this is interesting. So there are, I believe, and again, top of my head, I think there are about 8 different colour palettes. And what I mean by colour palettes is there are things such as black hot, white hot, red hot, fusion, red, monochrome, green, monochrome, etc. I like using black hot, and the only way I can describe this is when you see the video later, you will see me using those different types of modes. A black hot image will turn the object with the highest heat source into a black object. So say you saw a rabbit and it was in a field, the rabbit would be black. If you, let's have a look, looked at a white hot image on the mode on here, guess what colour the rabbit would be? It would be white. There is one very fancy one which is red hot, which looks at the hottest part of the body of the animal or whatever you're looking at and identifies it. So if you looked at a pigeon like I did yesterday, it identified its head as the hottest point on its body. It is a very, very clever system. So yeah, storage. Right, we've also got internal storage on here, so there's no need to put any HD cards in there or anything. There are 64 gigabytes available, which is more than enough for a session out there, and it captures video and also captures pictures as well, but video quality is fantastic, as is the picture quality. And again, remember that when you're taking a picture, this is not a dedicated camera, so you will get a little bit of movement, but in terms of video, it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You can also capture audio on this system, so if you want to talk whilst you're recording, it can pick that up, and again you'll see that in my video later, which I put out, and it's just a phenomenal, I think you're picking this up now, it is a phenomenal piece of tech. I am absolutely gobsmacked by what this thing can do. It works off Wi-Fi as well, so it connects up to your phone easily, so you can look at the screen on your phone, change certain settings on your phone, but it's like all the HIC Micro products, they all connect up via Wi-Fi through a personal Wi-Fi hotspot, which is generated by this Monocular, and it picks those things up. In terms of batteries, uses a battery, and it's a rechargeable one which goes into this slot here. You pull this down and the battery goes in there. You get a battery charger with it. The battery will last, on my last use of this, from 100% down to 0 power, it lasted me 7.5 hours, which is phenomenal for one battery. 7.5 hours is a full day out in the field. Now that's not 7.5 hours continual use. I'm not entirely sure how much that would be, but I would reckon you'd probably get at least 4 to 5 hours continual use out of this rechargeable battery. It recharges at a phenomenal rate as well, so your 0 to 80% charge rate is a matter of less than half an hour, and as all lithium batteries go, they slow down as they get towards the end of their life to preserve them. But again, no issues at all with power life on this. In terms of what it's made of, it's a magnesium alloy body. It's got a plastic cap on the front, but the nice thing about this, it is magnetic and closes shut and will remain shut as well, so that is the important end. Obviously your vision end as well, in terms of where you're looking through, it's very important. I always try to keep that as clean as possible, so use a proper photographic lens cleaner when you can, and just give that the odd wipe, but obviously try and keep it out of the dust and the dirt wherever possible. The official stats for this, believe it or not, are 6.5 hours continuous use. So my initial use was in the cold, so it probably was right in terms of about 5.5 hours continuous use. Right, in terms of the style, what they have done to this model is made it into a one-hand, it's a one-handed object in terms of where all your buttons are. So you can turn it on with one hand with that button down there. You have got a mode button in the middle, which is just about here. You've got you can also go through all of your options through that button there. Your button up here can go up and down on the options. That is also the camera pictures, captures the pictures, and also a continual press will capture the video as well. And your back button here is your zoom button as well, so continual presses of that will take you through a step series of zoom preset design. So it'll go from 1.9 to, I don't know, say 3.5, 7, 12, etc, etc. Like I said before, the best you'll get out of it is set at 1.9. I found it still very, very usable at 7, very, very usable. Beyond that, you're starting to get a little bit more pixelated, but again, it's for the purpose of knowing that there is an animal or something with a heat source there in front of you. Right, in terms of focus, it's also got focus on the same level. So the focus wheel is here, very, very quick to use. You're not messing around for a minute or so. The focus wheel is very, very quick to adjust in terms of getting focus on object, and you will achieve focus within seconds, literally seconds. In terms of dimensions, it is 191.3 millimeters by 70.4 millimeters by 63.7 millimeters, and weight is, with the battery, 486 grams. I read all of that off a piece of paper, don't expect me to remember that, but it is fantastic to use as a one-handed, easy one-handed piece of equipment. Right, some of the interesting things I think here is, I did a bit of research because I had no clue whatsoever, is to understand how a thermal monocular works. So it detects heat instead of light. So a monocular doesn't need any light source whatsoever. It detects heat only, and it senses infrared radiation from that object, animal or people. The thermal sensor captures temperature differences, and inside there's a special sensor called an uncooled thermal detector. So you can tell your friends that tomorrow, now that you know what it's all about. The sensor turns these differences into electronic signals and then turns it into a picture. Hence, this is why you get the great picture from here. It creates a temperature map of the scene. So it's almost like having a visual thermometer turned into a camera. It's, you know, the technology that has gone into this is unbelievable and phenomenal. So yes, it may be an expensive piece of kit, but from where we were years ago to where we are now, this is one of the most optimal pieces of kit I would use secondary to my air rifle. I've been that surprised by it. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a short while. It displays the thermal image on a screen, which I talked about earlier, which is the OLED screen, and the hot areas appear different colours, so white, black, green, red, whatever you fancy. Again, I think it depends in the conditions that you are shooting in and your personal preference in terms of what you like to shoot in terms of style. The digital zoom and the modes improve detection. So again, that's down to personal choice. I found that black hot gave me the best image quality and almost definitely the sharpest image quality. Now maybe that's down to my vision, but I'd be interested to find out whether you thought that as well. I don't know whether any of you guys have got one of these, but if you have, please let me know. Last thing to know about this is it works through darkness and bad weather, so it can work, and I've tried this, in pitch black. So my permission number one, there are 0 lights, absolutely no lights whatsoever there, so I wear a head torch to see anything. This picks up everything, absolutely everything that's got a heat source. So yet again, it is a phenomenal piece of kit. It is something that you'd see used by police forces to identify burglars, for example, or people that are running away into woods, and you can get the picture in terms of you know, what it kind of does now. So yeah, I sat back today and thought, if I had my rifle and pellets and magazines and everything else, what would be the second piece of equipment I would take over anything else? I've got to say it would be this. It is that good. It is phenomenal. There is a threaded hole here for use on a stand if you wanted to put it onto a more permanent footing, so you could look round for your vermin or for your different types of birds. One of my friends used it the other day to go bird hunting, looking for a buzzard. Obviously nothing to do with shooting whatsoever, but he's a bit of a, what they call twitchers, I think, and he used that to quickly identify what birds from the shapes that you get out of this. So it is, you know, a spectacular piece of equipment. The technology that has gone into this is truly phenomenal, and I cannot say one bad word about this monocular. The only bad word I would say is the price. However, for the enjoyment and for the benefit that you get out of this piece of equipment, I would say that it is personally worth it. If you can afford it, then I would buy one. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I don't know how I have coped without one for hunting. Without a permission, and if you were just bird hunting, I would still probably get one. I do believe you can buy these as binoculars as well, so that you could actually identify birds of prey or other types of birds from their shapes. So it's not just a hunting item, it is an item which can be used for all sorts of nature identification, but obviously I use it for rat spotting, etc. So it's great. Is there anything bad that I could identify with it? No, just the price perhaps. So you will not find one of these at this moment in time. Where are we? November 2025. They are coming in at all around the same price. You may get a Black Friday deal, and that could be around £1,800 to £1,900. That seems like an awful lot of money. However, once you have used this, you will understand why it is that much money. It's fabulous, and I just lose the amount of words I could use to describe it. It is the single best piece of technology I have used in the airgun world, period, to date, and it's an absolute delight. And everyone that I've shown it to has used it and you know, recorded birds at their birds table and hedgehogs, and you know, we had a cat walking across our fence at 11 o'clock at night with no lights on, and you could see it as clear as day. The video I'm going to show you now is probably 6 or 7 minutes long, so bear with me on that, but it goes through all of the modes, and it shows you what kind of things you can expect to see. There are some shaky bits in the video, but that's down to what I talked about earlier, and I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can with you. You know, the more you zoom out, the more it obviously shakes, and that's why I try and use it at a base magnification of 1.9. So yeah, if you can afford one and you really want one, I would buy it. I would absolutely buy it. And like again, I'm not sponsored by Hit Micro, but this is without doubt the single best piece of equipment I've got outside of any of my air rifles. I could use this with a budget air rifle or an air rifle which costs £4,000 or £5,000. It would make no difference. I would even take this out on a day out without any air rifles, just to go and identify animals in woods, such as deer, etc. It is that good. I hope I've not been come across too enthusiastic about it, but it really is one of the most exciting pieces of equipment I have ever used. There are some actually no, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there in terms of what you're going to see in the rest of this video, but as a summary to this, buy it. Now, in terms of the other models, they have I think it's a 25 and a 35 and a 50. The only differences are the size of the sensors, I believe, and the 50 has a built-in laser rangefinder as well. So you press a button and it tells you how far away that quarry is, or the object is that you're looking at. The only reason I did not buy one of those is because I've got a HIC Micro Alpex 4K light, which has got, in fact I've got two of them, which shows you the distance that I am away from that quarry. So for me, I use this in terms of picking it up, identifying the quarry, put it down, know where to put my rifle, put the IR torch on it, identify it in terms of how far it is away, and then I've got a clean shot at that vermin. So that's how I use it. Enjoy the rest of the video. It's been an absolute pleasure talking about something which truly excites me, and I hope that comes across. Before I go, I'd like to say thank you for listening to me. I might have gone on a bit about this this piece of equipment, but it is a game changer, absolute game changer. And please subscribe to the channel. We're moving really quickly now with videos being posted, and the amount of subscribers we've got loads more exciting things coming up on the schedule, which I can't show you, which is over there, but there's a lot of new things coming up. We've got some interviews coming up, and a lot of other good things as well. Please subscribe, please like the video, send it to your family and friends, and if you've got absolutely any questions around this piece of equipment, then, or any other piece of equipment regarding thermos, then put them into the comments and I'll quite gladly answer them. I've had 3 to 4 weeks worth of experience with this now, and I've used it every single day without doubt. I'm taking it out tomorrow on a shoot, and on Saturday on another shoot, and on Sunday on another shoot. So I'm taking it out every single day. If I could sell these to people, then I would, but they are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Give it a try, please do. Right, this is Kevin, your host of Trigger Vibes. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again. Please interact with me, put some comments down there, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. By the way, before I leave, there is one more video which I would encourage you to watch, and that is the one which gives you a quick tour of the studio. Came out a couple of days ago, but it's a bit of behind the scenes about the hard work that you don't see in putting these videos together, and how we put this purpose-built studio together with all the Elgato lights and heaters and key lights and rim lights, etc, etc. But it's a shorter video, but it's you know, it's something that you perhaps don't get to see a lot of the time, and I'm not sure why people don't want to show that. Perhaps because it's not sexy enough, I don't know. But thanks ever so much. It's your Kevin, host of Trigger Vibes, saying over and out, goodbye, have a great evening, bye bye. So this is just a demonstration of the HIC Micro Thermo Monocular, and it's the FQ35 2.0, launched in August of this year. We're currently in the black hot mode. There we go, we've got something there which I've just seen, so we can magnify into that. So we've got it on red hot here. It's definitely a couple of, I think, birds which are in those trees. I'm just testing the audio out to make sure it's working. Aha, we've got something there as well. That's definitely a pigeon from the looks of it. If you can get a bit more focus on it. Yeah, and we'll try scanning in on this one. Yeah, that's the pigeon. I'll take this right into, I think it's 20 max. Zoom. Yeah, that's it. There's that one bird. So it should be showing the head area. I'm a qualified CAA pilot, so I'm just showing you here the woods that we've been shooting with the monocular. So all of those birds and squirrels, etc., that you've seen, they've all been shot in this wood here. So you can see from the density of it, it is quite hard to pick up the